Here's a quote from Teddy Roosevelt that I absolutely love. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who actually is in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, and who comes short again and again, because there's no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasm and great devotion, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least fails daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. So I like this. There's two things I want to point out. One is I like this because it reframes failure to the point where you don't shy away from it, but you use it as an indicator to show that you're actually trying something. So like, if you're not failing, if you haven't failed at anything recently, how hard are you actually pushing yourself to do something better, to actually grow? And that's how I like to use this, as a measure of that. And then after you push yourself and you failed, looking at it and be like, well, yeah, I failed. I was doing something really difficult, and that's going to happen. But like, life goes on and you can continue trying what you failed at and getting better at it. I wouldn't ever use this as an excuse for failure, or a reason to let yourself fail. Being like, well, it's difficult, so of course I'm going to fail. That's assuming the outcome before it's actually there. The second thing I'd watch out for is pronouncing something to be a failure that may actually be salvaged, because that happens a lot. You might, I don't know, whenever in high school I wanted to get my classes changed around, guidance always told me I couldn't do it, and I could have just been, well, that's it, I can't do it. No, I went to the principal. The principal said, well, you can't do it because guidance says you can't do it. I went to the superintendent. He said, of course, Jason, we can make that happen. So I was able to do it. I mean, a lot of the times you can just figure out another way to accomplish what you want. So I don't want to ever recommend that someone accept defeat, but there are situations where you do fail, and at least acknowledging that you failed because you tried something that was difficult, I find to be beneficial. So also using this as a kind of test, like, how often do you push yourself? Are you failing? Like, have you failed recently at something? Could you push yourself more? I mean, looking at this right now, I got tapped in jiu-jitsu 2 weeks ago. Granted, I'm very good at jiu-jitsu and very good at defending, but I could probably try some other stuff that would open me up to the possibility of getting submitted more often, and that may help me grow more. But I love this quote. I came across it in the book Scrum that I was reading, which is a time management, project management based philosophy that I will be probably talking about later on in some videos. But I just love that. So that who at the worst, if he fails, at least failed while daring greatly. And I would say, hell, trying to improve yourself. That's one of the greatest things you can actually do in this life, is be like, you know what? I like who I am, but I can be better. I'm going to strive for being the best version of myself that I can be. And sometimes you're not as conscious and you're going to fail. And I'd rather do that than be some of the poor people I see around me who are just like, well, this is my life. Fuck that, man. If you don't want what you have, go out and get something better. Like, if you know that you can be better, then be better. I see this mediocrity around me, And when I talk to some people at the gym, when I talk to some, well, even at the gym sometimes, the people in the sauna, but when I talk to people about what's going on, what they're doing, a lot of them just have this acceptance of, well, this is my life. Like, do you like it? They're like, nope, go change it. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, your life's not over yet, man. Go rewrite the story. Go change the ending. But I just love that. At least fails daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. And that's how I describe them. Cold and timid souls who accepted their life, their place, and they don't expect anything more from life. They don't expect or want anything in terms of be bettering themselves. They're like, I work my minimum wage job that I hate during the week, and then I go and I drink on the weekends. You talk to them, they don't like this. They're not happy, but they're like, that's just life. Like, no, it's not life. You cannot drink on the weekend and then actually use those 2 days, well, 2.5 days, because you're Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, and try to do something with your life. Go out into nature. Like, you don't even have to, like, really do much else. You can pick up a sport. Like, you can read a book on the weekend. Like, you can use that weekend time to better yourself. You can keep your job, use that weekend time to better yourself, and then still look for ways to either move up in your job or switch to another job, but just not accepting it, not accepting that that is your life is very important. And yeah, I mean, when you make that acceptance, if you go out and you apply for something, you might fail. That would be a situation. You might get rejected from that job. Well, go apply to something else. You tried something that was challenging. You tried to better your life, and you failed. But, oh man, go again. Go do it. Like, you can just repeat that infinitely. Yeah, and in that situation, I think it would be important to realize you failed because bettering yourself is challenging. And that's why so many people just accept where they're at and don't even try, which is one of the saddest things ever. But yeah, if you have any questions, comment them down below, and I'll make a video answering them. Peace out.